Without further ado, please welcome the Clare Church Quintet.
Believe it or not, I wanted to be a drummer when I was a little kid, or a drummer or a trumpet player, and both of those my mother put the kibosh on. And they got a clarinet given to them by somebody, and I remember my mom handing me the clarinet and going, well, this isn't at all what I had in mind. So I was playing clarinet, and it was okay. I liked it. And then I was asked to play baritone sax in the stage band, it was called back then. And so I discovered volume, and also just like really loved playing jazz. I was a multi-woodwind player, so I played baritone sax, tenor sax, alto sax, clarinet, flute, bass clarinet, and did a lot of theater and symphony, those kinds of things. But what happened was I started having a lot of trouble keeping in tune, especially on the alto. And at one point, and clarinet, that's where it started. At one point, I could not keep the mouthpiece in my mouth. My jaw would close and force it out. So I was doing all kinds of things to keep that from happening. It was causing an awful lot of pain. And I did a bunch of research, and I figured out that I probably had musician's dystonia, which is a neurological disorder that affects musicians only when they're playing. It's called task-specific. As time went on, it became clear to me that it wasn't task-specific. It's all the time for me. It's a different kind of dystonia. Mine is called cranial because it's face, tongue, jaw, eyes, and neck. So I switched to drums, sort of, and I tell people it was an emergency. And I immediately got the diagnosis and called Paul Romain and said, I need to take weekly drum lessons just in case, just as a plan B. I had lost my community when I got dystonia. Not only I had lost my playing, which was terrible, but I had lost my community. And so the Muse has kind of been a way to create a community, you know, for everyone. Not just for me, but for audiences and for musicians too. We took out the lease in January of 2018, and then we did a lot of work because it was like nothing, and we kind of designed it and built it and made it happen. And then we opened for our very first show was June 1st, 2018, and we were just breaking even in January of 2020 for the first time with Ron Miles' show there. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we all know what happened. So in March, when the pandemic hit, we closed, and we decided we're going to keep live streaming so musicians can come in, and we'll all be masked, and we will live stream and pay them so they're still earning a living and people are still playing. And that turned out to be super rewarding. I think the main thing is to be inspired by the music that you're playing, that feeling of like getting chills from it and knowing that the audience feels the same way. But I also felt like I wanted them to have something to offer and nothing to prove, and that's something I've tried to emulate. And it took me a while to learn that. It took me dystonia to learn that, honestly. Denver jazz, I don't know about the other genres as much, but in the Denver jazz scene, because it is such a supportive community of musicians, like people are sincerely wanting others to succeed. And I can tell you that is not the case in every other city in jazz scenes. Because of that, there's this really creative, collaborative way of playing here. Everyone is trying to make something, usually something new, and it is about like, what can I give you for your creative purpose right now? So I think it's a super creative jazz scene, personally. I sincerely hope that they remember me as a person who had a giving nature while playing, who it's about the music more than about me. That's what I hope.